From CBS News Bay Area, this is the afternoon edition.
Well, right now in the afternoon edition, Nevada's governor is set to approve a funding deal that has the A's with 1 foot out the door in Oakland with their eyes toward Vegas.
Good afternoon. I'm Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Ryan Yamamoto. We'll ask Mayor Sheng Tao more about the A's in a second. But first, we start with a fire that shook San Jose neighborhoods.
Crews still on scene at a storage facility in San Jose after a fire erupted last night. That fire broke out on Blossom Hill Road near Cottle around 6:30 p.m. Some houses in the area were shaken as a series of explosions started popping one after another. Fire crews were able to contain the fire, but had to work overnight, putting out hot spots and preventing more flare-ups. No injuries were reported. We're currently waiting for any new developments on this.
Well, police make an arrest in the Mission District mass shooting that injured 9 people last Friday. San Francisco police confirm Javier Campos is now in custody for the shooting. Police also say Campos had several outstanding warrants. The SF Chronicle reports those warrants included one for a homicide in Oakland. New developments of the governor's plan to combat the fentanyl crisis in San Francisco in the first 6 weeks of partnering with the CHP and the California National Guard. The governor's office says CHP seized more than 4 kilograms of fentanyl in the Tenderloin in nearby areas. That's enough fentanyl to kill all of the city's population nearly 3 times over. Officers also seized a sizable amount of methamphetamines, cocaine, and heroin. They also made 92 arrests.
Bay Area downtowns have struggled recovering from the pandemic. Closures to businesses in San Francisco are, of course, grabbing headlines. Oakland is dealing with the same sorts of problems. In fact, the city's office vacancy rate is slightly higher than San Francisco. But our Itai Hodge shows us one sector of the city is experiencing a sudden and surprising boom.
Less than a month since the opening of their new bar, Fluid 510, Sean Sullivan and his business and life partner Richard Fuentes are already swamped with a rush of customers, an eclectic mix of people, many of them LGBTQ.
We stand for gay, for straight, for everyone in the community.
With 2 bars and a dance floor, this 5,000 square foot venue could easily rival some of the most iconic hotspots in San Francisco. But this place is nowhere near the Castro. It's way across the bay in Oakland.
We're planting the seeds and taking the baby steps to start to create foot traffic for all of downtown Oakland.
For years, Oaklanders looking for a fun gay night on the town had to either cross the bridge or hop on BART. No matter how hard it tried, the city known as the sunny side of the bay has always lived in the shadow of its neighboring gay mecca. But that might be changing. Peter Gamez is the president of Visit Oakland. He says as LGBTQ acceptance increases and remote working grows, so is the need for local gay bars and restaurants.
There's definitely a renaissance going on. You can see it by the amount of new bars and businesses. I believe that in the LGBT community, there's going to be up to 7 new businesses on one street alone.
According to George Smith, the vice president of Oakland Pride, there's a reason for that. He says, unlike San Francisco, his city's LGBTQ community is a lot more diverse.
It's very important that we have a hometown watering spot, and a place to dance and have fun.
A 2020 survey by the Bay Area Queer Nightlife Coalition found that African Americans, women, and transgender people said they didn't feel safe or included in most of San Francisco's nightlife spaces. It's one of the reasons Jalen Wesley says he prefers going out in Oakland.
We're more in the center, and that's something that's unique, something I don't always feel in San Francisco.
And it's not just gay bars that are experiencing a boom lately. According to Visit Oakland, the city has seen a double-digit increase in tourism spending for the 2nd year in a row. Even so, Oakland still faces many obstacles in its recovery.
We've seen a surge in violence.
Last month, Oakland saw 100 robberies in 1 week.
The perception of Oakland not being safe will definitely slow down tourism because it can be one incident that they're sharing with 20 of their other friends.
Prices come up.
Sean and Richard say they're optimistic.
We want to offer a different experience, and an experience where you could create memories with your friends and your family.
Now they're hoping to find that proverbial pot of gold. This one might just be at the end of Oakland's rainbow.
Visit Oakland credits a few factors for the increase in tourism: the city's diversity, culinary scene, as well as more flights and downtown hotel options to help attract conventions.
Well, looking live to Oakland, where the city has 2 weeks to get a budget passed. The big issue, Oakland has to close a $360 million budget deficit. The city's budgets team members do say a $2 million federal grant will help partially reverse planned cuts to the Department of Violence Prevention. Mayor Sheng Tao had pitched to cut nearly $4 million from the department for 2 years. And joining us right now is Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao. So thanks for joining us. I want to start with the budget. Oakland's problems with crime are very well known, as you know. So how do you get the city to a point where it's not looking under the couch cushion for federal dollars just to keep people safe?
Absolutely. We're going to go and revert back to what we know works. And so right now, I do have a current audit out for our ceasefire team to understand better what's working and invest in that, what's not working. And not just that, but I know that I've been working closely with President Nikki Fortunato-Vaz and the budget team, and we were able to find some revenue and savings that will allow for us to make some improvements in my proposed budget, especially in regards to strengthening public safety and economic development. And that includes funding for community ambassadors to serve in our business districts, more investigators to solve crimes, and of course, more support for our violence prevention programming.
And stopping crime always starts at the top. Oakland's still looking for a permanent police chief. Where do we stand on that?
The police chief, finding a new police chief really falls upon the first step is the police commission. And I'm hopeful that the police commission is moving forward to actually picking a consultant to do this work. But in our charter, I actually do not, as mayor, start with that process first. It is the police commission's job to do this work, and then they will recommend their top 3 candidates over to my office, where I then get to choose either one of them or have them go back to the drawing board. And so, I'm going to keep pushing on the police commission to move faster in regards to finding our next permanent police chief.
Do you have a date that you would like to start making that choice?
Absolutely. I mean, I was hoping to already be making a choice at this point in time, but unfortunately, the police commission has not yet moved on that same pace. And so, but in the interim, we have a great police chief, right? Our interim police chief is Chief Allison, and he was actually born and raised in the department. He understands the ins and outs, and I have full faith that he's going to carry on his leadership. And I just want to thank him for continuing to be the interim as we wait for the police commission to start their process.
Absolutely. The other big story this week, of course, in the Bay Area is the sports and future of the A's and their planned move to Las Vegas. A bill worth $380 million just passed by Nevada lawmakers, now waiting for the governor's signature. You tweeted this picture of you at Tuesday night's reverse boycott, where fans pleaded with the team not to move to Vegas and for owner John Fisher to sell the team. You also wrote, Oaklanders know better than anyone that it's a long road between state legislation and shovels in the ground. So we just talked about your big budget issues. The A's looking like they're going to get incentives from Nevada that equal the size of Oakland's deficit. How do you balance keeping a team here that's looking for money when the team really doesn't have any money to give them?
Well, I firmly believe that the A's belong here in the city of Oakland. And as you saw in the reverse boycott, we had over 27,000 people show up on a Tuesday night to really show, and really debunk any accusation that somehow we don't have a fan base here. And if the owners and league want a team in Vegas, they should approve an expansion team, but they should allow for the Oakland A's to stay rooted in their hometown of more than half a century. And I'm going to continue to fight because, again, as I stated in that message, it's a long road, right? It's a long road to shovels in the ground. And so, so I'm going to continue to fight, and I know the fans are too.
What are the chances that Oakland keeps its team?
Who's to say? Things can change, but at the end of the day, we know that we have a Howard terminal that is entitled. We know that we were able to walk away with millions of dollars invested into our infrastructure. This money does not travel with the Oakland A's. Every time they put a hurdle right in front of us, we were able to clear that hurdle. And so at this point, I would hope that there is some genuine want to be in the city of Oakland. Again, even though the legislation has been passed, who knows what's going to happen in regards to the Oakland A's and a possible expansion team.
In the words of our very own Vern Glenn, it's not a done deal until it's a done deal. So hopefully the A's do stay here. Mayor Tao, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.